What is going on, guys? Joey Suggs here. Welcome to today's video. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to, I think, Road to Ripped episode 13. And it's been a lot of days since I filmed last. And there's a good reason for it. So we have a lot to cover in today's video. But it is a work day. I did just get literally like 9.5 hours of sleep, so I feel amazing. So I feel like it's gonna be a good Road to Ripped episode number 13 for Road to Ripped 2025. First things first, this C4 Jolly Rancher, really solid. This is the watermelon flavor, and I think I like this better than the Ghost Sour Patch or whatever that watermelon flavor is. This one's really solid. So a little before 8 a.m., starting my day out with some of that and 2 pieces of gum. And that should be a really good start to the morning. All right, people, we are at the office. The time, 11:45. Just finished up the energy drink. And I am pretty hungry, so I'm gonna have my first meal of the day. I do have a cheese stick right here, along with one of these little mighty chicken sticks right here. And to go along with it, I'm gonna have 2 of these little Physique Crispies, which I've talked about before. They're literally just like a thinner style rice cake with a chocolate drizzle, but they are some of my favorites. So between that and my little chicken stick cheese sandwich that I'm making right here, I feel like it's a pretty good breakfast. Calories and macros looking nice as well. Only 200 calories for this, all this combined, which really isn't bad at all. And we do already have 18 grams of protein. So well on track today, and I have like 20 minutes or so before I get a little bit of exercise in too. All right, people, a little bit of exercise done. We got about 30 minutes walking on the treadmill, which I feel like turned out perfectly and was exactly what I needed. And now we're gonna have a clean eats meal. This right here is the Monterey Jack chicken, one of my favorites from them. It is barbecue chicken, broccoli, turkey bacon, cheese, and that's it. And it's actually really solid, especially for the calories. Here's how we're looking. And we're tasting delicious too. Different time than normal. Normally I eat around like 2:33. It's 1:15. One, I have some meetings later today, so I want to make sure I'm ready for that. But 2, I'm just hungry. Don't know why my hunger levels have been so high recently, but they have been, so I'm trying to curb that as much as possible. And I feel like a nice low calorie meal like this should be pretty good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, and for dessert, I'm gonna have one of these, a Physique Zero protein bar. They're a good size, they're great calories and macros, and I feel like because I just feel like I have to have a sweet treat after every meal that I eat, this is a really good way of doing that while keeping protein up. And speaking of protein, calories and macros are looking at pretty nice right now. 635 calories for the day. Not bad. I can definitely fit in another meal or snack if I need to. And the protein at 63 grams of protein, I feel like is really, really good. So that's where we're at. This is gonna be lunch, and the day is progressing quite nicely. I'm back. Well, another couple hours passed, another clean eats meal going down. This one, definitely one of my favorites. It is the basic chicken and red potatoes. It is chicken, red potatoes, and broccoli. But I feel like this one's really solid because the calories are low, 263 calories, 31 grams of protein, and you have like a balanced meal with carbs, protein, and a veggie source. So to top it off, I'm gonna do a little bit of mustard and a little bit of ketchup, and clean eats meal number 2 going down the hatch. Another reason why it's nice getting the low calorie ones is because you can split it up like this too. Have one at like 1:30, have one at like 4 o'clock. And boom, you're good to go, which is exactly what I'm doing today. We have right under 900 calories in for the day, which is really nice, and 94 grams of protein, which is really, really nice. So I'm gonna finish this up while I finish up some work, and that's a nice day right there. All right, we are back home. I just changed into a nice little TLF fit. Okay, it is pre-workout time. I'm gonna take one of these little Physique L-carnitine little shooters. And then for pre-workout today, I am gonna have caffeine-free pre-workout in the form of the Big Shot, the caffeine-free version, because I'll explain this a little later, but I have not been getting very good sleep, I need to make sure I get a really, really nice sleep tonight. And this goes without saying, but if you need some L-carnitine shooters, you need some protein, you need some protein bars, some protein rice cakes, all of this stuff is from ProZ's, and you use my discount code SUGGS10, you're gonna save at 10%. Plus, you can always stack codes as well. So if they have another code that gets you something else, feel free to use that too. And the SUGGS10, with that code, you're gonna get a bunch of free goodies as well. So make sure to do that. I'm going to have this caffeine-free pre-workout while I get a little warmed up for the workout today. All right, today's gonna be a back and bicep day. So we're starting out, obviously, with back. First movement, I don't know if you can hear the rain outside. It is absolutely, actually just look at this. Absolutely monsooning outside. So thankfully we're nice and safe in here. We're gonna start with some lat pull-ins. This is like always my first warm-up for back because it's a really nice warm-up exercise, and then we bump the weight up after like 2 or 3 warm-up sets and go for like 3 hard, good working sets, single arm, high to low. 10-ish reps should be about perfect, and that'll be a really nice first back exercise for us. All right, cable pulls done. Now working into our first main movement, and that is going to be a low row on a cable. A little different grip here as well, kind of like a neutral, relatively wide grip. Interesting feel, interesting tension on the, I would say like top part of your lats here. A nice squeeze at the end of each rep too goes a long way. We're gonna do 3 hard working sets, 10 to 12 rep range, and that should be a really, really nice next movement for us. All right, and to finish up back, we're gonna work into a superset, like a no rest superset as well. First exercise is going to be a very standard lat pull down, wide grip, and we're gonna go for 12 good solid reps here, and then we're getting straight up from that to a cable pull in with like a short straight bar. And same thing here, we're gonna go for 12 reps, no rest in between, 3 sets of the superset. And that should finish up back very nicely for us. All right, back done, moving into biceps, and we're gonna do the most basic bicep move and one of the best moves ever, a straight bar bicep curl on like a long bar as well. Don't know if we're gonna do a lot of biceps today, so probably do like 4 good hard working sets of that, let's say 8 to 10 rep range. That should be really, really good. All right, people, that is workout complete. And now on to physique update time. Bear with me, there's a lot to go over. All right, people, we have so much to cover. By the way, today is May the 28th. I have not filmed, the last video, episode Road to Rep 12, was filmed on Friday, May 16th. So I have not filmed in like a week and a half, which says a lot considering I've been trying to put 2 videos out a week roughly and film like 2, sometimes 3 times a week. This past week, like Tuesday to Tuesday, the 20th to the 27th, has been one of the toughest, longest, most exhausting weeks in my life, I think. And I've realized something. My willpower is directly related to my sleep and recovery. So without further ado, I mean, take your look at the physique now, but let's talk about the weight. All right, we left off at a weight of 210.3 on that May 16th. Now watch this roller coaster. This thing belongs in Universal. Went down a little bit, 210 flat. I'm trying to stay under 210, right? That's the goal. May 18, oh, I definitely did that. 205.2. That was after a night, or I guess a day of drinking and not eating a whole lot, waking up super dehydrated. Regardless, pop right back up to 208.9, and then throughout the entire week, slowly go back up, 209, then we're back over 202 on the 21st, or 210 on the 21st, back up to 211 now on the 22nd, and then I more or less fall off the face of the earth for 3 days, and then come back just, oh, whatever, I'll come back and see what I weighed, 207.2. woohoo, feel fantastic. Everything's amazing. I'm under where I feel like I want to be. I can do whatever I want. Stupid idea. Weighed in yesterday. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 2 days ago. Where's my weigh-in from today? Regardless, at 214.1. I do believe my weigh-in today was 212 or it was somewhere in that 212 mark. Point of the matter being, this is not good. I am yo-yo dieting like absolute crazy right now, and we'll get into why, well, right now. So you saw Friday, we did pretty well, 2,200 calories. Saturday, no track. Sunday, no track. Went out, drank both of those days, to be completely honest with you. Monday, come back, have a little bit over of a day. Actually Sunday, so you see in meal one, Donato's pizza. I ate almost an entire Donato's pizza on Sunday to myself after having burgers and stuff like that. Tried to recover it throughout the day. Did not work at all. I did at least get a workout in Monday, which I did not do Saturday or Sunday. Tuesday, 2,500 calories. I'm sure protein was good there, yeah. Wednesday, 2,400 calories. Protein is solid there. Thursday, 3,900 calories, and I think even that is pretty freaking light. We had our monthly friend group dinner club on Thursday, and I absolutely splurged. Old fashions, Cabernet, cheese boards, mussels, couscous, short rib. I had a cookie ice cream sandwich. I probably had more drinks than I said. I probably had more wine than I said. Pretty sure I had a different appetizer as well. This was definitely light on the calories. So that was terrible. And now let's get into Friday. Friday, nothing tracked. I tracked halfway through the day until I got home from work, and that was it. Saturday, nothing. Sunday, nothing. Monday, nothing. And here's another thing I'll just mention. The sleep definitely affects my willpower, and I am a stress eater. When I'm under stress, I eat, which is horrible. And I haven't figured out a way of controlling that. Like I said, I've been very stressed. And yesterday I was able to get somewhat back on track. I did start my morning with freaking Chick-fil-A, which is a horrible start to a morning, especially when you're trying to cut. And so here we go. There is literally no excuse for any of this eating. And it makes perfect sense when you look at the calories and macros and the way I look in the mirror and the scale. It all makes sense. It's all literally right in front of me. And so I'm obviously a little disappointed. A little is a light term. I'm very disappointed in the way that I've been carrying myself these past week and a half or so. And I've been ashamed to film, so I haven't filmed, which is terrible as well. But putting that behind me now, what's the goal? The goal is 2,200 to 2,400 calories, 20 minutes of Stairmaster a day, 20 minutes of walking a day during lunch. If I can do that 5 to 6 days a week, I think we'll still be in a really, really good place on the end of Road to Ripped. And at the end of the day, do I want to be the best looking, the top of my game as humanly possible by the end of this? Absolutely. I'm not competing for anything. I'm doing this, 1, for content, 2, to push myself, and 3, to just have a good time and be creative. And yes, I'm a little down on myself and upset with myself, but it's not the end of the road by any means. So that said, my Apple Watch is about to die. I'm gonna have to buy a new Apple Watch. The thing that barely stays alive a half of a day now. That's a story for another time, but 20 minutes of Stairmaster, let's get to it. All right, people, that was 20 minutes done. Total workout, 2 hours, 24 minutes. I am drained. Apple Watch, 4% battery. Ridiculous. All right, so now it's time for protein. And I'm just gonna do like about half of what I normally do of the zero whey from Prozis. But also, before I did my Physique update, I had some of these turkey pepperonis and a cheese stick, just cause I was hungry and like Greg and Bryce stayed over for a little longer. So I'm gonna add that into this meal as well with the zero whey here. And now with this going down, still under 1,200 for the day, which I feel like is really, really solid. We do have 137 grams of protein. So all around, yes, we had some slip ups, but I do feel like we are back on track. Okay, quick shower, and I'm gonna try and make the fastest dinner of all time because I'm starving once again. I really want to make this chicken shawarma from Trader Joe's. They are chicken thighs. They have a little more calories, but they're not all that bad, and they are really good. So already pre-seasoned, just tossing these into the pan. And while those cook up, I am going to toss this right here. It's a cilantro lime rice blend into the microwave. All right, rice done. I'm gonna put about half of the container into the bowl. In the other side of the bowl, I'm gonna add some shredded lettuce. There is practically no calories in this, so probably not even gonna track it, honestly, but it is really good for volume. Next, we have our chicken done. I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple pieces of that into there. And then I'm just gonna top it with a little bit of salsa. And I have half an avocado that I'm gonna put in there as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a nice looking dinner. All right, one last look before I completely turn this into one bowl of mush. Like, I don't mind setting it up pretty for a thumbnail or something, but when it's time to dig in, I wanna dig in. All right, and now that we're all mixed together, I feel like I have a little bit of everything in here, and yeah, that is really phenomenal. I'm telling you, those chicken shawarma thighs from Trader Joe's, actually all of those pre-seasoned meats from Trader Joe's are so, so good, but I do think the chicken shawarma is my favorite. The rice is perfect. The coolness from the avocado and the salsa and the lettuce is nice. The added volume from the lettuce is also really nice. All around an incredible meal. And honestly, I was thinking it was gonna be a little more calories than this too, but it's really not. I mean, 628 calories, everything's in there. We're at under 1,800 for the day, and we have 182 grams of protein. For me, that is pretty solid. I feel like this is a big meal too, like a big voluminous meal. I probably will have a dessert just because I wanna get my protein up just a little bit. But regardless, for a quick, easy dinner, this right here is definitely a go-to. All right, so I wanted to have like a high protein dessert. I'm so full, and it's 9 p.m., and I really want to focus on getting good rest, but I do want to have something. So actually, Trader Joe's kind of redid their, I guess JoJo's redid their little bars. So now, instead of having like one big bar for 180 calories, they made them a little thinner and broke them up for you, so you get 3 small bars for 180 calories, which I feel like is way easier to portion. I'm gonna have 3 small bars for dessert tonight. If I haven't talked about them enough already, they just are a piece of like dark chocolate with some nuts and some like berries on top. I think they're really good. And honestly, I've always said like #1 goal is calories, then protein is #2. And I'd rather be under my calories considering what I've been up to recently. And we're gonna end the night under 2,000 calories, which is ideal, I think. And at 187 grams protein, which I think is also really, really good. So next video coming soon. I'm not waiting another 16 days to film a video. But I hope you guys still did enjoy this one. As always, if you did, press the thumbs up button. It does help out. And I'll see you very shortly in the next one. Peace. This the anthem. If you rockin' with it, put your hands